Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning. What are we, Wednesday morning? So I've got a really important lesson to kick it off with. And this is just how I've been trading, how my trading's improving, and I'm hoping it helps you improve your trading. So earlier last week, let's just recap. I haven't been in a trade for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Finally entered into some NVIDIA puts before close on Monday, profitable yesterday, decided to hold on to them. So here is the lesson. I was in a bad trade last week. I was in Exxon puts. Exxon was going higher. Now I realized about 3 hours into the trade that I was in a bad position. However, what did I do? I told myself, okay, I'm going to wait for a dip in Exxon. I'll sell and I'll take a minimal loss. However, Exxon kept pushing higher. So I ended up holding the trade overnight. So I held it a full 24 hours before I took the loss on the Exxon trade. Now, the funny thing is, I was in NVIDIA puts yesterday, and I told myself the SPY is going to go down to 408 and change. Then it'll bounce higher, and NVIDIA will likely bounce higher with it. But I told myself that NVIDIA will likely be at 272 Wednesday morning, where it was 275 yesterday on the low end. So I said to myself, okay, just like you hold a bad trade too long, you need to start holding your better trades for a longer period of time to profit off you're being correct. You're correct in a trade. Man, we are so quick to take profit. Man, I just scalped 25%. But if it's a trade on a stock, it's likely to continue, meaning the sell-off in NVIDIA that I saw happening when NVIDIA struck 280, and I really think the fair price should be about 260. I said to myself, okay, 280, we got 275. I could sell and take profit and look to re-enter, or I could ride the elevator, which I don't necessarily like to do all the time, because I'm assuming on Wednesday, when the SPY is back at 408, that NVIDIA will be somewhere in 272 range. Now, if I look at NVIDIA this morning, and I'll bring up my other trade as well, it's off 1.95%. It's under $270. So now I'm saying to myself, my options expire this Thursday, right? Because we know Fridays is Good Friday, and next Friday for my other options. So I entered into them, and let's just bring up Discord right now. Let me see if I can just pull this up to share exactly my thought process. Let me get over to Discord. Okay, so let's go back to my thought process on Monday. All right, NVIDIA was popping at 280. I'm looking at the April 6th, which expire on Thursday. I said to myself, okay, they're $3.95, $4, pretty close. Those are my two that I bought right here. So you can see my actual bid for $3.95. I got them. Now here's the catch. Yesterday morning to open the market, they went down to 385. So I actually could have got in even better than where I did. And let's remember, NVIDIA was popping. It's the only stock that's up over 90% this year, leading the pack when we're talking about, number one, number two in categories, the Coke and Pepsi's of each industry. Well, NVIDIA is number one. I thought, okay, next morning, early pre-market, market was ripping yesterday morning a little. I'm like, could have been a bad idea. Still like my position, not trading the contract till at least 11 a.m. So I know it kind of settles wherever it was. Okay. Then I said, okay, I guess I'm holding it. It was as high as 678, went down to 578. Remember, my entry for the gist of it, let's just say $4. Let's not say $3.95. Let's say $4. Okay, $4 to $6, up a little over 50%. I was actually up 61%. At that time, NVIDIA spiked back up to 277. I said to myself, I know it's going to be lower later in the week. Let me buy out an extra week on a new contract. So I bought one. Not very many. I bought one. I dipped my toe in. I paid $858. I think it closed yesterday at like 1,030 or 1030. So I'm probably up about 16, 17%. That's good. But again, my strategy, I was in SPY puts at the time. I said I'm going to exit my SPY puts when it gets to 408 flat. Why? Because when the SPY was 410 and change, I said, I think it's going to hit the support level at 408 flat. Now, if you look at the SPY pre-market right now, as I'm checking out NVIDIA going down again, Netflix is going down a little as well. The SPY is finally down, just got crushed. Pre-market just dropped significantly. So it's at 407.72. Understand, 408 is a key point, and I will talk about that after I'm done. But I just wanted to show people, someone said, well, CJ, on Discord. So I'm just going to show you all the rooms real quick. Again, I took a flyer on NVIDIA puts. Guess what? These closed at like 52 or 54 cents. So I'm down $17. I'm down like 25% on these. I've got 10 of them. But again, I was looking for the cues to drop. These are the returns on NVIDIA, up 58, up 18%. I also bought some coin puts. Let's see where coin is right now because I didn't check them. I don't really care that much about pre-market. But again, I was following this coin put, which is the one I mentioned probably a week ago. That was $1.07. It went up to $4 and change. It went back to like 58 cents the other day. So I'm following this option. Okay, good news. Coin just dropped with the rest of the market. I'm assuming we just had some numbers come out at 8:30. Maybe you all will share your put on the sidelines, but whatever. The market didn't like the numbers at 8:30. There's a little bit of a bounce back. Of course, there always is. Not so much on the SPY. We're still at 407.69. So I will talk about my SPY ranges today. But again, I've seen these coin options go from 90 cents or 82 cents, would have been the prime entry, all the way up to about $1.37. So if I get $1.35, right, which is what, 45 cents, which is a 50% return, then I'm damn happy. Now, what else do you have? Okay, so you've got predictions on the SPY, things of that nature. I mentioned support levels. So support levels, when the SPY was trading, where at 411, just to make sure you guys can see this with me. Okay, so the SPY was trading 411. Shit, where the hell am I? Okay, StreamYard, there we go. So the SPY was trading 411.45. I'm telling y'all, it's light volume. So if you're trading this market and you think the market is just going gangbusters because everybody on Twitter is saying 412, then 416, then 418, the market's only going up. We're in a bullish sentiment. We're breaking the 200-day moving average, the 50-day moving average. We saw that in the dust. If you remember what I shared yesterday is we've just had 2 consecutive quarters where the market went up and we're in a recession. That has never happened but twice. In 1938 and 1981. Okay, so it already happened. So for us to be up in quarter 2, which just started on April 1st, it's likely, and when I say likely, I say 99% screenshot that shit. It's not going to happen. The S&P, the SPY, is definitely going to be down in this quarter. Why? Because we are in recession. We're not going to have 3 straight quarters going up. It's only happened 2 times in the history of the market where we've had 2 straight quarters going up, and now it's happened a 3rd time. So understand how ridiculous that is. Okay, so I said volume's still light. We just dropped back to 410.45. I still think we see 408. How is that good? Well, you could play SPY puts, but here's the thing. I'm telling you, support levels for the SPY, 410. We break through. Tesla's going to break through to the downside, 292. What did Tesla do? It broke through 292. So again, just some thought processes on how to trade. We dropped some updated videos. We've got Love's Corner. We've got Romeo's chat. Wherever that is, live stream. Nope, that's the help desk. Okay, let's just get rid of this right now, and we'll bring on some SPY, and we'll talk about where the SPY could potentially go to today. Let me just see if I can figure that out, how to do that. Losing my voice. Boom. SPY. Here we got SPY charts. Let's add that to the stream. I'm getting a little faster at this. All right, here we go. Some SPY charts. Let me just get to that screen, get rid of this advertisement. All right, what do I like to do? I like to go back to the 3 or 4 hour. I generally like to go back to the 4 hour. So let's see what's going on the 4 hour. Why? Because it gives me a couple of weeks. We're going back to what? February, the beginning of February. So we can see what's happening in the market in general terms. Go up, dip, go up, dip, 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 dip. Came back, reset itself, right? Now, if you go back out and you even look longer, this is a pretty important day, pretty important movement in the market. Let's go back to the week. Because we easily, so now we're on the 1 week chart. We're going back all the way a full year to last May. You can see what happened. Now, as we're popping higher, understanding we found support right at the 380 level, we've also found rejection right in this range. If you take a look at these candlesticks right here, this large candlestick drop right here, we went to the 385. So buying's been pretty intense. However, we are in recession. We had 2 consecutive up quarters in the market. Tells me if that theory holds true and we're going to reject again, then where are we likely to test? Well, we're likely to test the 380 level. So again, me, long-term strategy, what am I going to do? I'm telling myself, even if the market goes higher, and let's talk about the levels of the SPY, and I'll bring up the dark pool level, so I'll have to go back to Discord. The point is, even if the market does go up to a 422 level, which I think is possible in a bull case scenario, I think it's going up to 422, then going to 380. 380 is the final destination. Whether it goes up to 422, I don't know, because hell, we just saw it reject 412. So understand where we sit right now on the SPY at 408. Your next level up is going to be 410, then 412, okay, which we rejected already, came back down. Now, if you look at the GEX and the open interest in the contracts of the SPY that are expiring this Thursday, today, Wednesday, they really have a lot of exposure right at the 410, 411 level. So let's go with my prediction for today. Prediction for today is okay, the market is going to get bought up on open. Okay, 408, we're going to pop to 411, 411.50, possibly 412. Then what's going to happen? We're going to draw back. We're going to revisit that 410 level, 408 level, and I think we even touch a little below. So if you look at yesterday's ranges on the SPY, oh, what a great freaking idea. 411.92 was tops, okay? 411.92. Pay attention, just call it 412. Tell yourself 412 was tops yesterday. I happen to think we're going to repeat something similar to yesterday. So 412 tops, 407.24 on the bottom. So again, scenario, here's what happens. We'll start at 408 where we're going to open. The market shoots up. We hit 412. It rejects. We hit back to 410 almost instantaneously. It's like boom, 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 boom. There's going to be some wild action today. Volume extremely light yesterday. So what am I likely to do with my positions saying what I said? And I'll give you the bear case scenario as well. But let's talk about my positions. Okay, SPY puts sold twice yesterday, in and out, secured profit. Okay, NVIDIA puts, I am holding. But since I told myself the market could bounce higher on open and NVIDIA is off, 1.92%, just under 270. Okay, so I do think NVIDIA is going to 260. However, would not surprise me that if we open at 269.34 where we are now and we bounce up to 272 or something like that, 3 points higher, 1% higher, well, that would kill my options. I'm going to make bank overnight on my options. So what am I going to do? Great strategy. Here we go. I'm going to look at what my valuation of my options will be worth, assuming NVIDIA opens up 269.30 where it is now. Then I'm going to say there's going to be some influx and volatility at open. It'll probably drop to 268.75. It'll probably spike up to 271 real quick, something like that. So I'm going to plan ahead for just under 269 exit. 269, what would my 280s be worth? Well, my 280s strike price puts 269, well, at least $1,100, plus I'm going to add the time value. So I'm going to look to sell my NVIDIA puts at open. Then I'm going to look for the market to bounce higher. I'm going to say I'm not a believer. I'm going to either re-enter those puts. Now, what else would I be likely to do? If I think the market could potentially bounce higher at open and then sell off, I could play it two ways. I could say, okay, well, I can go into calls almost at open. Now, yesterday, let's remember, there was no dip. There was just a rip higher before we dipped. So I could say yesterday, today might be asymmetric, might run very similar. So I can say, okay, as I'm selling my NVIDIA puts, I can go into some SPY calls at open. I can take the quick write up. Now, the problem with that is you're paying more for IV because there's more volatility at open. Plus, we know the market moves really quick. How do we know? Because I just told you, we see this on open, right? It going up, down, and when it spikes. But yesterday was a strong, strong open. So if you want to chance it, and we're going to open right at the 408 area, that's where we are now. What a surprise, 408. Okay, now let's talk about what are the other areas of contention if we rise past 408 or if we drop below 408. Let's figure it out. So let's go into Discord. Let's go into, no, that's a small account. Golden Sweet Flow and Algo's room. Here we go. Scroll down to the bottom, see what people are looking at. Okay, dark pool level. No doubt. That was me. Okay, so dark pool level, 408.05. Now, I didn't know it was 408.05, but I could tell the way the market is reacting that 408 was a key level. Let's make sure you all can see this with me because sometimes I just talk, which I was doing now. Oh, there we go. All right, now you can see it with me. So here's the key level. Let's get over to Discord. Here's what I'm telling you, 408.05. So it doesn't surprise me that we're sitting at this level, that we bounced off this level yesterday. What else did I notice? Okay, look at the dark pool level, only 6 billion at 410.91. So as we were sitting at 410 and change yesterday, 410.80, 410.60, I said, do not be surprised when we break lower and we will see 408. So when I tell you we're going to see 408, that's because this is a small, small level. Well, it's even a smaller level. What do you see here? 405.19 is a smaller level, telling me it's a ghost zone. So understand, if the market is ugly and it's red and it's a little bloody and we hear some bad news, or the Fed says something, or Donald Trump's protesters start protesting, who knows What could start it? It could be oil. It could be Saudis. It could be Russia, Ukraine, China. There's so much bad shit going on in the world. Let's say any type of news comes out, 408, which was acting as support, could turn into rejection. Then the next level lower, 405.19, I say plus or minus 20 cents, so call it 405, right, is a go zone, only 1.87 billion. So what could likely happen? Likely drop down to the 402.33. Now, I do say plus or minus, 20 or 30 cents. So when I say 402.33, let's call it 402.50, okay? So your bear case scenario is, okay, and when you say bear case, if you see the market and the SPY going down, then you want to be in Apple puts, Netflix puts, Tesla puts, Amazon puts, Google puts. If you know you're going down from 408 past 405 to 402.50, and you know the market's going to lose 1.5%, your Googles, your Apples, your Amazons, I don't care who's buying them, your Nvidias, they're going to go down 1.2, 2.4, 3%, whatever it is. So it's okay to stay in puts. Now, if you're watching the SPY and you see support at 408, right? And 408 acts as support, then you say to yourself, what is the next level higher? Well, let's bring it on the screen again. Next level higher, if 408 acts as support, is 410.91, almost 411, okay? And again, the supply zone there is about 6.5 billion. But you say to yourself, if 408 acts as support, then I know for a fact that we're going to 411 again. Again, that's having trading with no emotion. If you're a bull, you're like, yeah, we're definitely going to 411. If you're a bear, you're definitely saying, yeah, we're going to 392.50. If you're not trading with emotion and you're going to let the market tell you which direction it's going to go in, then you're going to say, I'm keeping an open mind. Yes, I have a couple positions. Let me analyze each position. So for me, 3 open positions. Nvidia puts, I already said I'm selling those on open. I'm going to take that drop under 270. Remember, today I was just telling myself 272 would be a good exit. It's going to open at 269. 269, great time for me to secure profit. Then my other positions, Netflix. All right, let's see where Netflix is pre-market. Dollar lower. I really wanted to see lower on that. So when I bought my Netflix option puts at $70 yesterday, and then they dropped down to, I think, 52 or 54 close. Before they dropped down, they spiked up to 77. I remember that because I said, oh, if I was in for 7 or 10,000, I could easily secure $700 or $1,000 profit, and that would have been a great exit strategy. The fact that I remember that it hit 77 yesterday after I purchased, that's going to be my exit. So although they're trading at, let's just see where Netflix options are, $52 where they closed at. And again, it was a wide spread. I'm going to put in a quarter higher, so almost 50% higher. I might even nibble for another $1. So I'll go from 52. I'll take a direct 50% higher. I will look to sell those at $78. So there we go. There's a second strategy, $78. Then I'm also in with my ultra puts. Now my ultra puts, which had a good day yesterday, right? Can you guys see that? Okay. Good day yesterday. I'm still down on. I'm still probably 40% off. I didn't average down. I just owned one put. I bought it as Ultra Beauty was hitting a new high. It went up to, the stock went up to, what was it yesterday? As high as 553. It's bought at 546. So it's $7 lower. I say to myself, if Ultra Beauty drops another $7 or $8, 538, guess what? My options are going to be green. And when I say options, I only bought one contract. I didn't average down. Why? Because that stock was hitting an all-time high. It was the same way ExxonMobil was hitting its all-time high or yearly high. It's tough to fight a stock. Same with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I didn't think it would sell off as quick as it is. That's why I bought some options out to next week. But again, although I think NVIDIA is going to 260, I'm going to secure profit on open. I'm going to let, if it bounces and the market bounces, so instead of playing SPY calls it open, if NVIDIA bounces back to 272, 273, after I exit out at 269, what am I going to do? Enter the same position. I familiarize myself with certain stocks and certain positions. Like I mentioned, I've been looking at the April 6th coin puts of $60 for now over a week. All right. If you like what I'm saying, please hit that like button. This morning, somebody said, hey, tweet it again at 8:20, tweet it again, post it again at 8:15. No, shit, I'm an average person. I took both my girls to school. We leave at 8, get there at 8:10. Shoot back here. My car battery died this morning. So that's another aggravation. So again, yeah, I come on to help. Please, if you like what I'm saying, please hit that like, share the videos. If you want to see where I'm grabbing all this awesome information from, come to Discord. So what else do I like to do on Discord? And then I'm going to talk about a couple different stocks. I want to look at the top flow from yesterday. So let's see, TR top flow. It tells me the most bearish and bullish flows from yesterday. So I see coin is up here and I say to myself, oh shit, well, I just got into, I'm sorry, Square is up here. I just got into some coin puts. Well, I tell myself now that might not be the smartest thing. The fact that I'm seeing Square's number one top bullish flow, it tells me that I'm probably going to look to secure 10 or 15% of my coin options. I'll do the same thing that I did for my two other options. I'm going to come up with a pre-market price. So I'm in at 90 cents. I'm going to say 15% of 90 cents is what? 15 cents, 90, 105, a little less, 104. I'm going to set my ask at 104 because I want to be out of that. Well, then you can say, hey, AMG's up here. I already mentioned I'm looking to get out of my NVIDIA puts on open. I also mentioned that although I'm not trading this market with emotion, that the open contracts of the GEX and like are really in the 410, 411 range, which is one of the reasons I think the market could pop to 410, 411 on the SPY before selling off. Again, we are going to open right at 408, dark pool level, right at 408.05. So that's not a surprise. So if you're profitable and if you agree with me that the market could easily spike back to 411 from 408 before it rejects, then you don't want to hold your puts. Now, if you think the market is going to throw up on itself and not even spike this morning, and we're going to see 402.50 later today or tomorrow, then shit, stay in your puts. Me, I don't know. So I'm going to exit out of my positions, secure profit, wait on the sidelines. What am I waiting for? If I don't die first. Volume on the SPY. Here's an easy trick for everybody following me, newbie, old B, experienced. Here's what you're looking for. SPY, 10 a.m. It's easy. It's on the dot, 30 minutes after the market opens. If you see SPY volume under 10 million, understand it is a light volume day. When you have a light volume day, there's more manipulation. And when I say manipulation, there are people that plan to ride stocks up and down. Here's a stock for you. We'll talk about stocks in 1 second. But the point is, there are more crazy moves. You'll see the SPY shoot up to 411.90 or something like that. You'll be like, oh, very bullish. Everything's being bought. Very bullish. You'll convince yourself very bullish. And all of a sudden you'll look and it's 407.92 again. It dropped just as hard. So please understand that. Okay, so I got some stocks up on my list right here. Walmart, interesting. Insiders were selling yesterday. It's got the first outflow day after it peaked. Looks the same to me as NVIDIA. So again, red day, yeah, Walmart could go down. I've got AI. So understand AI, which is CAI, right? They won a government contract. They spiked off some amazing volume. They were $22. They went all the way to $33. Then what happens? One of these hedge funds comes out yesterday and says, hey, we don't think you're doing your auditing on your own company, following your books correctly and doing everything correctly. And the stock lost 26.34%. In fact, when the stock was $28, I was saying how it was likely going to cross over $25 yesterday. I think it actually went to 24 at some point, 24.15. So yeah, is it likely to continue selling off today? It really depends. There are a lot of big institutions that invested. So you could definitely see a U-shaped recovery. This is a 5-day chart. Or you could see one of those where it drops further. Again, it's probably off, 3% pre-market? Yeah, 2.81%. I saw, again, something like that could be easily manipulated. Only 300,000 shares trading pre-market, which is a lot for this company. What other stocks did I have on my list? By the way, my watch list, you know what I like doing? I like removing 2 companies every day, just wiping it off. I'm like this one, Chewy. I haven't played Chewy in a long freaking time. Why is it up there? Okay, Walmart. I know insiders are selling Walmart. I've never played Walmart options because they're damn expensive. And when I play Walmart, or if I was going to think about that, I would play Amazon or something else. What else do I have? I've got McDonald's there. Why? Because McDonald's is closing some of their U.S. offices. They're closing, they're firing staff, right, in their executive C-level. And what is it? It's at an all-time high. It is up for 20 out of the last 22 days. Let's see if it is an all-time high. It damn is. When you go back to the 5-year, McDonald's is an all-time high. Meanwhile, they came out with earnings that weren't even that great. So the fact that they keep the institutions, they keep buying McDonald's here, keep inflow, right? 18 out of 22 or 20 out of 20. I would not be buying McDonald's at this level. Same theory that I had with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, remember, I made a posting. I said, it was like 2 months ago now, the SPY top side 401, 402. Then I talked about biggest problems traders have. Let's say you have NVIDIA and it goes from 235 to 275 and you have no time left in your puts. Well, shit. NVIDIA went from 235 to 275. I wanted to buy puts at 250, didn't buy them. Wanted to buy puts at 260, didn't buy them. When it spiked the other day to $280 on Monday, I said, I've got to buy puts before it closes, okay? Oh, good. I'm glad to see Netflix is down a little more. Okay, so I've got Netflix, NVIDIA on there. I've got Tesla. Why? Tesla's dark pool level, 192.50. So I mentioned yesterday, and Tesla's been selling off after it spikes outflow. So we've got outflow in what? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 out of the last 10 days, they've been selling Tesla. And yet, 8 out of the last 10 days, Tesla's basically the same point. It was at 190. It's at 192. Why? Because there's a huge dark pool level at 192 on Tesla. What does that mean? It means when Tesla goes below, these people in the dark pool, they're buying Tesla. They're buying in the open market. They're buying in the dark pool. They're filling in where the demand is gone. They're filling in. So what can happen? Well, 2 things. Tesla could push higher from 192. It could show support, 192.50. Tesla can go ride back up to 200. Or number 2, that demand, that support, that supply level, it dissipates. It gets used up. They started with 100 million in buying Tesla. Now they're left to their final 10 million. They're going to put it in at 192.50. The demand dissipates and the stock goes down. So where are the next levels on Tesla? Well, that's a great freaking question. I'm glad I asked myself, what would I do? I would go on Discord. What would I do? I would type in TR. Let's do a caps, DP, levels, Tesla. Again, I'm expecting to see a dark pool level right at 192. Let's see how close we are. StreamYard, let's add it. Okay, we got it. So we'll look at Discord. There we go. So 193.50. Okay. So the dark pool level actually changed. It became 190.34. So now the new level, I'm going to look at Tesla to find support. Understanding if it does not find support at 190, Tesla's going to drop down to 184. So bear case scenario, and I'm still a Tesla bear. What are we going to see? 184 on Tesla. How will I know it's going to 184? I will see it under the dark pool level at 190.34. So once we hit 190 flat, okay, $190 flat, I'm telling you, and you can screenshot this, that Tesla is going to $184.90, 185, something like that. So that's Tesla's on my watch list. Again, I'd like to get rid of some other ones. Then I've got the SPY. Again, it's off 0.18%. What do we generally see on the SPY? Well, when you see a red day or an outflow day, they usually run consecutively. So if it's going to run consecutively, and we saw an outflow day yesterday, if today's an outflow day, where can we pull back? Well, I could just easily look at the chart right here and say, okay, 2 outflow days, blah, blah, blah. We're pulling back to 403.40. And then I say to myself, well, I already mentioned the dark pool level at 405 is pretty minute. And the larger level below that is 402.33, as I call it 402.50. So I say to myself, if today's a red day, understand my strategy, the market's going back to 402.50 today. There you go. Screenshot that, okay? Green day, market's going up to 412 or 411.90. It's going to reject that, and we're going to trade between 411.90 and 408. Red day, we're going to 402.50, and then we'll likely pop at some point, and we'll trade between 402.50 and 405. Yes, if we go 402.50, understand all those stocks, Amazon, Netflix, blah, 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 they're all going to be getting crushed. So let's just see if anybody has any questions. Okay, what do I think about UCO oil? Here's the thing. Last week, I was short ExxonMobil. I thought energy was going to drop. Then you had news over the weekend about the Saudis, Kazakhstan, Oman, Qatar. Russia's joined in, cutting barrels of production. They're cutting 1.6 million barrels. So oil pushed up. It gapped up 5 to 7%. Let me look at UCO. So let's do it. Let's look at it. UCO. Pro shares, Ultra, Bloomberg, crude oil. I mean, same as XLE, I'm assuming. Let's just see what the volume is like here. I'm just going to check out XLE because that's my energy ETF. I'd rather be more diverse. Yeah. I mean, they basically both look the same. So, yes, I was saying I want to be short XLE. I want to be short Exxon. I want to be short. So, this falls in the same category. I would be short. I wouldn't be buying this yet. Speaking about your option that you mentioned, you bought a June 30 call. Yeah, I mean, oh, you're holding on to it from last week. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're talking about it, I mean, here's what energy looks like. Okay. Yours probably looks the same. And you're probably crushing it over the last week because you had you had 6 out of 7 straight days from probably when you bought it. Straight days up, 6 out of 7. So you're crushing it. So it's okay to take profit. It's okay to re-enter. Again, I expect energy to pull back. Why? Because we're in recession. I expect stocks to go down. Why? Because earnings season's coming out. And I think earnings are going to be beaten up all over the place. I think the companies are going to miss earnings estimates. I think they're going to forecast lower. I think you're going to hear the mention of recession. So yeah, that's my thought process. All right, I got to head over. I got my account this morning and I got to head over to Discord right now. Appreciate everybody joining me. Please come back tomorrow morning. And if you like what I do,